Hi guys, welcome to an introduction to SoccerScanner. I realized the other day that it's been a long time since I did any videos, and I've also added a lot of new features to SoccerScanner in the last couple of years, so it's time we did a new introduction video. So this introduction video is going to focus largely on the scanner. I'll do a range of these videos as we go along, and what we're interested in is, in today's video, is what you see in front of you. Because when you first come into the scanner, it's quite daunting. There's a lot of figures in there. There's a lot of numbers. There's a lot of colors. What the hell does it all mean? Okay. And in some cases, you probably know it already because you've used SoccerScanner before. But if you're new to SoccerScanner, it can be quite daunting. So SoccerScanner was born because I was sick of going to betting sites and clicking on individual matches to see the live stats. You know, betting pre-game, you don't know what you're going to get. You don't know which team is going to turn up. You don't know if the top striker's injured and he's carrying a knock. You don't know if their top defender isn't running particularly well. But when you see live stats, you know exactly what's going on in the game. And that's where I wanted to get to, and that's why SoccerScanner was born. So what you're seeing in front of you is live stats from live games. And you will see these stats will just change automatically in the background as we're looking at things. You know, it's 7 o'clock on a Wednesday evening. The big leagues haven't started yet. The Championship in England, the Premiership, the German leagues, the Spanish leagues. But you can see already we've got a huge number of games on here, right? Massive number of games. So there's always something going on in SoccerScanner. There always is a number of games. So once you learn how to read this, you will become a better better because you will be making bets on informed decisions. You will no longer be using guesswork. We will give you the stats you need to place better bets. So first of all, let's have a look at the information we've got. So we've got a league name in here, home team and away team. Okay. And across the top, we've got a large number of columns. Okay. Those columns, as I say, are giving you live data. Some of them are calculated, some of them are data. So let's start with the easy ones. Possession, 52 versus 48, 36 versus 64, 69 by 31. So it looks here like the away team is actually dominating quite a lot. Okay. Shots on target, shots off target, expected goals, shots in the box, dangerous attacks, corners, and cards. Okay, so you can see straight away, just in that breath, there is a massive amount of information, and that's really, really helping us. XG, by the way, we only get for top games, as with shots in the box. You may choose to turn them off and not have them. You may choose to leave them on. It's entirely up to you. So, okay, we now know what the columns mean, and we know for a reference point, we can go back and put our mouse over them and see what they are. But why are they highlighted? Well, they're highlighted because they're double on all the opponents. So you can see here for shots in the box, right? The away team has had 5, the home team has had none. You can see dangerous attacks, 17 versus 3. For me, the away team is dominating this game. And whilst they're dominating, they've still only had 1 shot on target in the 23rd minute. We're now in the 37th minute. So yes, they're dominating in terms of possession. Yes, they've had more shots off target. And you can see the last one of those was 37 minutes. So quite recent. And you can see their XG is greater. Is there going to be a first half goal? Difficult to say. It's 37 minutes in, only 1 shot on target. It's quite unlikely, but you never know. But what it's doing is it's given us an informed decision, right? We're no longer guessing that because they were the favourites, the bookies' favourites in the starter hoods, that they're going to go on and win. We're actually looking at live data in front of us. Okay. Now I've tried to make it as flexible as I possibly can. So some of you might, everybody trades differently. Some of you might not care about shots off target. Okay. If you don't, you just left click and you can move it, put it wherever you want. Or actually go to the columns menu, untick it, and it will disappear. Sorry, I clicked shots on target, shots off target, it'll disappear. Okay. There is a huge number of things you can add in here, and you can configure this scanner how you want. Once you get it configured how you want, go into settings, save column settings. Okay, so you've got a lot of flexibility in here. You can add stuff, you can remove stuff. If you make a mistake, just go back to settings and you can do load column settings. If you've saved some, it will go back to your saved ones, or you can do reset and it will go back to the settings that you had when you first came to SoccerScanner. So again, if you make a mistake, it doesn't really matter. We can go back to where we were and we can start again. So as I say, you've got a lot of information. Okay. Now let's have a look at attacking pressure 1 and attacking pressure 2. These are just measurements of attacking pressure for the last 10 minutes. Okay, now what we're looking for, and here's a great example down here, right? We're looking for attacking pressure 1, a value of over 55. And when we get a value, it's highlighted in green. So, while we're talking about visual trading and seeing blue bars across the screen, you can see here that those green bars have alerted us to this game. So home team are well on top. You can see in both attacking pressure 1 and attacking pressure 2, the dark blue, which is the home team, are well on top. They've got more possession. But again, weirdly, they've had no shots on target. They've had a hell of a lot of shots off target, though. So, are they likely to get one on target soon? Don't know. But again, you've got information that allows you to make better informed decisions. Okay. So attacking pressure 1 and attacking pressure 2 are just measurements of attacking intent over the last 10 minutes. I think the likelihood is there probably will be a goal in this game at some point, but I don't know when it'll come. Okay, so we've got columns across here. We know what the color coding is. We know we can scroll up and down and look for opportunities. So here, this game's only 13 minutes in. I would let this settle, but look at this, 79% possession. Already they've got 56 attacking pressure 1, 2 shots on target, 2 shots off target. Right, for me, this is a likely candidate for a first half goal. It's the under 20, so we probably don't have an opportunity to bet on it, but you can see it just came to our attention as we were scrolling, and that's what I call visual trading. And you could just sit here all day scrolling up and down looking for opportunities. Okay, so the other thing that we've got is the right click menu. Okay, so the right click menu is just a way to access a number of things on the scanner quickly and easily. So a right click here, we can say top leagues only. Okay, so I've nominated what I think are top leagues. If I click that, you can see it gets rid of all of the other lower level games, and we've just left with these 3. We also have my leagues, and I will do a separate video on that. We do my selected games. So if I'm only interested in this game, or if I'm interested in 5 or 6, I can click on them and highlight them, and I can just do my selected games. And again, I'm not looking at all those other games putting me off. I can concentrate on this particular game. Okay, and remove all filters, we'll take those off. Okay, I can do grouping, right? Grouping is, some people wanted to sort by shots on target, shots off target, time. And because I've put these into boxes to do with their particular leagues, you can't do that by default. But if you do grouping, remove grouping, you can see the leagues have disappeared. And now I can sort. So if I just do time, you can see there, I can sort by time. You can see I can sort by shots on target, and it will give you the most collective. So you've got 8, you've got 7, you've got 7. So again, depending on how you want to trade, you can set it up. If the league is important to you, go back and add it back in again. Okay, and you can, again, as we said earlier, just left click, move it wherever you want. So you can set this up exactly how you want it. When you've got it set how you want it, click on save settings, and next time you start it up, it will look exactly as it does today. Just remember, if you save it with a filter on, and there are no games when you come back that match that filter, you will end up with a blank screen. So remember, if you see it, the game's flash for a second before the filter applies, and then it goes blank, right click, remove all filters. Okay, we've got some default filters in here. So we draw first half, second half, whether either team is dominating. My filters, I will do a separate session on because it's much more complicated, but this allows you, this is really powerful. You can set your own criteria, and then you can apply your criteria to the scanner, but you can also link it to Telegram, so you'll get an alert, but we'll cover that in another one. Last 5 minutes, 10, 20 second half. So what you can see here is the last 10 minutes. So you can see in this Sweden game, in the last 10 minutes, both teams have had a shot on target. One home team's had a shot off target. It's been a number of dangerous attacks and 1 corner. But maybe we want to look at the last 5 minutes. So just right click, it changes to last 5 minutes, and you can see that shot on target from the home team was between 5 and 10 minutes. So there's a bit of flexibility in there, and there's some more stats in there. And again, these stats for the last 5, 10 will link back to what you're seeing in the graphs. Okay, so everything links together. You also notice there's been a couple of red cards in these games, okay, and they're highlighted bright red. Okay, so we've kind of gone through the basics. We've gone through the columns, so you can add and remove stuff. You do have a filters here. you can apply filters to pretty much anything you want to do. So again, you've got a particular trading style. If you're looking for some certain stats in a certain way, filters is really useful. Settings, we know we can save it, we can load it, and we can reset it. We then come to insights. So insights is something I'm particularly proud of. So let me just, before we do that, let's just do top games only. Okay, and we've got a Champions League game here. What I'm going to do is do insights, pre-game stats, team ranking. So what we've done is, whilst we're talking about live stats, it's always good to relate them back to the pre-game stats. So here we can see the away team is really dominating, although they've only had one shot on target. But if we were to look back before the game, actually prediction is that the home team were going to win it, 55%. Not a massive amount, right? So you would say, okay, well, there's a 50% chance of it being a draw or an away and 50% of being home. So what we've done is we've taken the last 110 games, we've put them through a number of different mathematical models, and we have then predicted who we think is going to win. Okay, so again, it's just helping you make more informed, better decisions. You know, it's not telling you that a particular striker is injured. It's not telling you that a striker's gone off or a defender's gone off. What it's doing is it's just helping you make those decisions. Remember, in-play stats are king, but these will help back up those decisions. We're also going to look at team health. Okay, so both teams played 4 days ago. Fatigue score is therefore identical. Health score based on their last 6 matches. So the health score is based on who have they played, you know, and how have they performed. Have they played a team lower in the league and beaten them well? Well, that doesn't carry as much weight as playing a team higher in the league and beating them well. So it's a really clever algorithm that looks to say how they've performed over their last 6 matches. Okay. Now, obviously, when the new leagues start, and in this particular one, in the Champions League, it's not as good as it can be. But when you've got 6 games in the Premier League or the Bundesliga or La Liga, this starts to become really, really powerful stuff. We also have in-play stats. So in here we have player ratings. Okay, so you can see here from the 2 teams, both have got 11 on the pitch, 3 attackers against 1. So they've structured slightly differently. And you can see in an overall rating, you know, the away team are playing better. These are based on live stats, live ratings of players. Okay, you can see from an attacking strength point of view, actually, the home team are slightly better. But other than that, they're pretty much of a muchness. So there's nothing there that jumps out really. It just shows that overall they've got an advantage. Okay, we've got some more stats here. Last 6 stats. So you can see that, you know, the last shot was 4 minutes ago. Of the last 6 shots, the away team have had 5 of them. Again, looks to me like the away team are dominating, but it worries me they've only had 1 shot on target. Okay, the next thing is called the vidy printer. Now, if you're of a certain age and you were brought up in the UK, you will know what the vidy printer is. But the vidy printer is just bringing the information to you. It's helping you to find those opportunities. So you can see here that, you know, 16 minutes into this game, Atletico Minero women are dominating the game. You can see here that we probably don't care about this because they're 2-0 down, but they've received a red card, you know, and we can see the time that it happened. You can see here in our game here that we've got highlighted at 33 minutes, the away team were marked as dominating the game. And that's backed up where we are now. So you can leave this open and it will update dynamically as we go along. You can see here, you know, Club Brugge have an XG of 1.22 but haven't scored yet. Okay, that game is still 0-0. And you can see Club Brugge's XG is now 1.27. So, but you can also see Salzburg aren't far behind either. So it's bringing the information to you. What I tend to do is leave this open, and as something pops up, I'll then go and look at that game. I'll look at the stats. I'll then make a decision based on it. So the insights are really, really powerful, and in particular, the vidy printer. You can also turn it just to your leagues. So it's only going to be the Champions League and the Europa League for me, but you can see here as the game goes on, you can see the time that the alert was triggered, the local time it was triggered, and you can see this. So it's kind of, you've got all this live information, but this is bringing you extra opportunities as well. So combining those 2 together is really, really powerful. Okay, I think I'm pretty much done. Okay, so that was an introduction to the scanner. I will follow this up with some more videos, but hopefully you found that useful. If you have any questions whatsoever, please feel free to email me. I do try and give as good a customer service as I possibly can. And remember, SoccerScanner is £10 a month. Okay, you only need one winning bet to pay for a subscription to this tool for a whole month. Okay, but thank you very much for listening. Really appreciate it. As I say, any questions, just let me know. Thank you.